February 24, 2026. 5:47 a.m. Persian Gulf. A U.S. Navy F-35C Lightning II is cruising at 25,000 feet, 60 nautical miles southwest of Bushehr. Call sign, Reaper 1. The aircraft is returning to the USS Abraham Lincoln after a coastal reconnaissance mission. The sky is calm. The sea below is black. In 8 minutes, 6 fighter jets will be gone. But this story is not about a dogfight. It is about detection. It is about electromagnetic dominance. And it is about what happens when 1960s aviation meets 21st century warfare. The F-4E Phantom II first flew in 1958. It was never meant to be elegant. It was built to be powerful. Twin General Electric J79 engines. Top speed above Mach 2. Heavy radar. Long-range missile capability. In the Vietnam War, it became an icon. In the 1970s, Iran purchased 225 Phantoms under the Shah's modernization program. At the time, Iran operated one of the most advanced air forces outside NATO. Then the 1979 revolution severed ties with the United States. Spare parts stopped. Technical support ended. Supply chains collapsed. Yet Iran kept the Phantom flying. Through cannibalization, reverse engineering, domestic machining, black market procurement. By 2026, roughly 30 remained operational. But no amount of maintenance can modernize 1950s radar architecture. The Phantoms and /APQ-120 radar is analog pulse Doppler technology. Effective detection range, roughly 50 to 60 kilometers against conventional fighters. But radar range depends on radar cross-section. And that is where the problem begins. The Phantom's radar warning receiver, often variants of 1970 systems, was designed to detect continuous wave or high-power radar emissions. It was not designed to counter low probability of intercept radar, AESA beam shaping, network targeting, sensor fusion environments. Its radar cross-section is enormous by modern standards, multiple square meters. To a modern AESA radar, a Phantom looks like a truck in the sky. The F-35C is not simply a faster fighter. It is a sensor node. Its /APG-81 AESA radar can electronically steer beams without moving parts. It can track multiple targets simultaneously, use low-power emissions, change frequency rapidly, operate in low probability of intercept modes. The aircraft's /ASQ-239 electronic warfare suite provides 360-degree electromagnetic awareness. Its distributed aperture system uses 6 infrared cameras to give full spherical vision. The pilot does not look at radar screens. He sees a fused digital battle space inside his helmet. This is the key difference. The Phantom pilot sees through instruments. The F-35 pilot sees through data integration. Iranian ground radar detects the lone American aircraft. Distance, 110 kilometers. Altitude, 25,000 feet. Authorization to intercept is granted. 6 Phantoms scramble from Tactical Air Base 6. They climb to 30,000 feet. They divide into 3 two-ship elements. A textbook pincer maneuver. Front engagement. Flank engagement. Rear closure. From a Cold War doctrinal standpoint, this is sound. From a fifth-generation perspective, it is irrelevant. Radar detection depends on reflected energy. The F-35's shaping deflects radar waves away from the source. Its materials absorb portions of incoming energy. Its internal weapons bays eliminate external reflections. Its radar emissions are controlled and minimal. If the Phantom's radar requires a certain threshold of return energy to display a target, and that threshold is never met, the screen remains empty. Not because the target isn't there, but because physics denies the return. This is not jamming. This is absence. Inside the F-35 cockpit, 6 targets appear clearly. The pilot chooses the rear pair first. Tactically logical. Remove rear threats. Delay awareness. Weapons bay opens. An AIM-120 AMRAAM launches. The AMRAAM uses active radar homing in its terminal phase. Modern variants can receive mid-course updates before activating their own radar. The Phantom's radar warning system was not designed to detect modern missile seekers operating in low-emission modes. 45 seconds later. First impact. Second missile follows. Second impact. 2 aircraft gone in under 2 minutes. Now panic sets in. The Iranian pilots know they are under attack. But they have no radar lock. No visual contact. No missile warning. Their radars switch to maximum emission, which ironically makes them easier to track, because high-power emissions are easily detectable by modern electronic support systems. The F-35 sees their radar beams like flashlights in a dark room. Another missile launches. Third kill. Fourth attempts escape. Fourth destroyed. The formation leader remains. 30 years flying the Phantom. He turns toward the invisible attacker. For half a second, his radar displays a weak return at 11 miles. That brief detection likely occurred because aspect angle changed. Radar geometry shifted. Beam reflection momentarily aligned. But it is fleeting. The F-35 shifts position. Return vanishes. The final missile launches. Sixth impact. Engagement time, 8 minutes. 6 missiles. 6 kills. The F-35 was never locked. Never tracked. Never fired upon. Minutes later, additional aircraft launch from the USS Abraham Lincoln. F divided by a -18E Super Hornet strike aircraft. EA-18G Growler electronic warfare jets. Growlers activate radar jamming systems. Iranian radar scopes fill with noise. Anti-radiation missiles destroy radar sites. Precision glide bombs crater the runway. 4 additional Phantoms are destroyed on the ground. Within 35 minutes. 10 Phantoms are gone. A third of the operational fleet. 0 American losses. 6 versus 1 should matter. But only if both sides operate in the same detection environment. Air combat has evolved into first look, first shot, first kill. If one side cannot see the other until after missiles are airborne, numbers become irrelevant. An F-35C costs roughly $100 million. A Phantom is functionally irreplaceable in Iran's inventory. Not because it is more advanced, but because it cannot be replaced at all. 47 years of maintenance, ingenuity, and preservation. Erased in half an hour. This illustrates a brutal modern truth. Sustainment cannot overcome generational obsolescence. This was not a cinematic dogfight. It was an invisible execution at beyond visual range. The Phantom pilots were experienced, skilled, courageous. But bravery does not alter radar cross-section. Experience does not counter stealth shaping. This engagement demonstrates what happens when industrial-era air combat meets networked, sensor-fused warfare. 8 minutes. 6 aircraft destroyed. No reciprocal threat. That is what a 60-year technological gap looks like in the sky. If you found this deep dive analysis valuable, subscribe for more long-form military breakdowns. Next episode. How modern air defense systems attempt to counter stealth, and whether they actually can. Let me know in the comments. Is stealth dominance permanent? Or just the next phase in an endless cycle of adaptation? See you next time.